So I'm going to make another video of my new workplace that I'm currently working at. I'm going to go over the various red flags and try to do them in a little shorter of a video so I don't put as many people to sleep as I did with my last one. So I'm going to start off with my biggest red flag and pet peeve of working here is the fact that you have to have an excuse or a reason to leave on time or just leave in general when you're supposed to. And also for when you're stopped to go help someone else, you have to have an excuse. They try to guilt trip you, they try to throw pity parties for themselves. Heck, I'm even coming to work 6 days a week when I'm only scheduled for 5 because they just ask, so when are you working tomorrow on your day off? They just assume that you have no social life and that you're just like them and can work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And so, my second biggest red flag would be is the hiring of their management team slash supervisors that have no experience in the field of warehousing. Since we are currently in a warehouse environment, you would figure they would have their management team have at least a little bit of warehousing experience, but they do not. I am frequently being tasked to train my own bosses on how to operate an electric pallet jack slash scooter, and it does not garner any respect for them in my eyes that I am seeing myself as more qualified as my own supervisors are. It does not make any sense why they keep hiring in management when for some reason I am more qualified than most of them are in warehousing. The little pay that we are receiving, which is $15 an hour and 50 cents, to be told that we do not have a job description. And 1 minute we could be doing the job that we have been hired for, to working in the freezer or receiving in trucks or getting ready and staging pallets to be shipped out. The amount of responsibilities that we are being put upon and not being compensated for are extreme. And for some reason, the certifications do not stack in this place. So let's say you have been certified on the forklift, you will not get an extra dollar an hour for being in the freezer, from what I have been told. So you will not be getting paid any extra for being in the freezer all day because you have been certified on the forklift instead. And keep in mind that the base pay, the median pay around this area that you are working in, warehouse workers are being paid $21 an hour. And for the 60 plus hours I work a week, mandatory overtime, yeah, and I would assume that it's mandatory too, because when you're trying to have the day off when you're supposed to be off, or to go home when you're supposed to go home, and be forced to have a like you're talking to your own child and taking away their candy. So it has become apparent to me that the optional overtime that they have provided us isn't actually optional and is mandatory. And the hours that I work, I'm still barely scraping by. And I have a few photos that I want to provide to show the type of work culture that we have here and the amount of supervisors that can get away with doing nothing throughout the day. So here is one photo. Okay, these lumpers in the orange vests are basically like a temporary service that we have. The company hires them to unload the trucks. Now tell me why there are 7 of them unloading one truck. Now, poor management, yes. And where is management at when this is going on? Well, they are nowhere to be found because they have hired double the management staff compared to the actual workers themselves. And here is another, right here, management staff in the black vests. Why are there 6 or 7 of them within a 5-foot area watching a truck be unloaded? This place makes no sense to me. And it also makes no sense to me is how they have a receiving department that cannot put up a single pallet. That when we are told that our job descriptions aren't set in stone, we are told that we are supposed to put up pallets that they receive in. Any normal warehousing job, you would figure the receiving department would also be putting away the pallets, but they put the responsibility onto the pickers and shipping department as well. And this, it really makes no sense. And like I said, the main thing is for me the pity parties that they throw. I don't know why they can't just let people go home when they want to go home or when they're scheduled to go home. Why can't they just let them go? They have to try to ask them questions as to why they want to go home, what else they're doing during the day, and try to pry for info like they're detectives. I do not know who trained these management team members to be doing that. And I'm pretty sure if they were in their shoes and they were in my shoes, that they wouldn't want to go through that either. I do not know who gave ownership over to the manager of this warehouse. There is so many issues wrong with it that I will be doing a multi-video series and collecting my thoughts for each one of them because there is so much compounded into one workplace that needs fixed. And that I have been trying to voice my opinions, trying to solve some of these issues, and they sit around and don't do anything about them and not even acknowledge it. Like, if I'm over here training my own supervisors and staying after and showing my worth as much as I am, they would at least say something to that they actually notice it being they notice it going on, because it doesn't make any sense